I found this nice piece of cherry tree wood in my wood store, and I thought I could use the Festool machines to process it. I'd like to mill out a small flute for a set of keys or something like that. My name is Frank, and welcome to Festool TV. As I've already mentioned, we'll be doing something slightly different in this video. We're going to machine this workpiece using a number of Festool machines. I'm going to position this piece of cherry tree wood on the MFT table. To do this, I'll use clamps which make it easy to move the workpiece into position and to secure it. This will make it very easy to sand and to machine the workpiece. It's not quite right. I'll move this one forward slightly. That looks better. To get a good fit, you'll need to adjust it a bit. I've positioned my light so that the work area is well lit. Before starting, I'd like to mark the area we'll be milling out. To do this, I've decided to use an abrasive wheel with a diameter of 150 millimeters. I'll put it down here and mark the outline. This gives me a rough outline. It goes without saying that you could use a number of machines to route the wood. I could work with a router or even a wood chisel. But I'd like to use a different machine. Our AGC 18 angle grinder. It's a very nice and compact machine which sits excellently in your hand. It's very easy to position it for this kind of work. It's also perfect for sanding and cutting workpieces. The machine is designed so that it's easy to rotate the guard like this. There's a speed adjustment system at the bottom, and the enclosed motor is very robust. To show you this more clearly, I've got a cutaway model. The advantage of having an enclosed motor is that it will continue to run even when working with very dusty materials and without an extraction system. This is why I'll be using this machine for this application. I've already inserted a milling disc beforehand, which I've fitted with a guard. This will allow me to route out the material freehand. As I've already mentioned, I'll do without an extraction system. But I'll stop now and again to clean the workpiece. I'll use an 18-volt battery pack from our product range to power the AGC angle grinder. I'd say we should start by routing out the flute.
So, ihr habt gesehen, also hier haben wir jetzt eine kleine
We've now routed out a small flute,
Mulde rausgefräst und jetzt möchte ich gern diese
which I'll sand a bit.
Mulde auch ein bisschen verschleifen.
I could use the small ROTEX for this. But to quickly remove the coarse part, I'll be using the easy-to-handle and compact AGC18.
Den kleinen, sage ich schon, AGC18, den handlichen, kompakten. Und
I'll fit an abrasive wheel.
Jetzt mal eine eine Schleifscheibe auf.
This is how you do it.
Wird hier aufgesetzt.
Firstly, put on the abrasive wheel, followed by the abrasive paper. The spindle lock is at the back, and I can use this to tighten the nuts. I'll just use a wrench to fix the nut. I'll also attach the 18-volt battery pack. I'll sand this surface so that it's slightly smoother.
Etwas glatter.
I've only roughly machined the wood so far, but we want to sand it finer. And the ROTEX RO90 is perfect for this. We'll be using the gear drive and the eccentric motion to finely work the wood. Finally, I'll attach the extraction system. If you're doing this type of work over a prolonged period of time, you should be wearing a breathing mask. If I'd be working on this for longer, I'd also have a breathing mask on. We'll now see the difference in how well it works when the ROTEX is operated in conjunction with an extraction system. Earlier on, I switched the sander from coarse sanding mode to fine sanding or eccentric sanding mode. If there are any small scratches, I'll use the coarse sanding mode, which sands these out more aggressively. I'll then use the fine sanding mode to level it off. I've sanded it with an 80mm abrasive paper. Of course, we could sand it even more finely with a 120 or a 150mm abrasive paper. These will produce an even better surface finish. I'll go over the surface again for an improved result. Before I start machining the surface, I'd like to smooth out the bark. The bark on the sides doesn't look great. So I'd like to remove the loose pieces of bark. I'll also be using the angle grinder to do this. I'll use the MFT clamps to fasten the workpiece securely again.
Mit meinen MFT-Spannern. So. Und jetzt hier diese losen Rindenteile
I'll use the cup brush to remove the loose pieces of bark. This is what it looks like. The cup brush can also be attached to the AGC. As you can see, the process is very quick and easy. I'll remove the guard so that it's easier to access the grooves.
Damit ich hier besser in die Vertiefungen rein kann.
I'll attach a cup brush here.
Den Topf drauf und kann nun dieses Zubehörteil montieren,
I'll attach this accessory to protect my hands.
Hände auch geschützt sind. Und nun kann ich
I can now carefully remove the loose pieces of bark.
Die losen Rindeteile entfernen. Machen wir noch
I'll just fit a battery.
Und auch hier wiederum, ja, ist die
Unfortunately, we won't be able to attach an extraction system here either. You just have to regularly clean the workstation.
So, das Ganze ist jetzt praktisch soweit vorbereitet und jetzt
I'm now
kann
going
ich
to
hier
use
eine
a new
Maschine
machine.
einsetzen, und zwar den
The
Bandschleifer,
BS75 belt sander.
Und der Vorteil
The
von so einem
advantage of
Bandschleifer
using a
ist,
belt
dass ich
sander
hierdurch
is that I can
tatsächlich
achieve a
einen
very
sehr
high
hohen
material
Abtrag erreichen
removal
kann.
rate.
Ich habe
I've
hier ein
attached an
80er
80mm
Papier drauf,
abrasive
das Ganze dann
paper,
in linearer
and I'll
Richtung.
guide the
So kann
sander
ich hier
in a
mal
linear direction.
im Vorfeld das Ganze relativ grob
To produce a reasonably flat surface, I can machine the surface beforehand with a belt sander.
Herstellen kann.
I'll just attach the sander to the extraction system.
Und hier muss man beachten,
There's a green wheel at the side,
Rad, so ein grünes Rädchen, und mit dem kann ich
which
den
adjusts
Bandlauf
the belt
einstellen.
movement.
Das heißt, wenn ich die Maschine
When I
starte,
start up the
beobachte ich
machine,
den
I'll watch how the
Bandlauf,
belt
dass
is
er hier
moving,
parallel an dieser, ja,
and it
Schiene
should run in
praktisch,
parallel on the
läuft.
track.
Und wenn sich jetzt das
If the
Band
belt changes its position, I can readjust it using the green
an dieser
adjusting screw.
grünen Stellschraube nachjustieren.
I'll try to
Ich will mal
demonstrate this.
zeigen.
The belt has been correctly set if it is parallel to this edge.
Kante hier verläuft. So, ich glaube,
We're nearly
wir
finished.
sind fast am Ende. Natürlich kann ich jetzt hier noch
Of course, I can sand the wood even finer and then oil it.
noch einölen, aber ich glaube, das ist hier so ein schöner
I think this would be
Blickfang
eye-catching
zu
in the
Hause
hallway of your
im
home.
Eingangsbereich. Man kann hier noch die iPhones,
For example, you could keep your phone and keys here.
ablegen, den
It's
Schlüssel
a fantastic
ablegen
addition
und
to the home.
ja, eine tolle
I
Sache.
hope you enjoyed the video,
Nun, ich hoffe, euch
even
hat es ein
though
bisschen
there was
Spaß
quite a bit
gemacht,
of
hat
dust in this
bisschen
episode.
gestaubt
But I
heute,
think it was slightly
aber ich
different
denke,
to what
ist
we
mal was
usually
anderes
do.
gewesen.
I hope you'll
Freue
tune
mich
in
auf ein
again
nächstes
soon.
Mal.
See you
Bis
there.
dann, euer
See you next time.